Hello there, and a very warm welcome to another edition of Channels Beam. I am Victor Matthias. Now, in a bid to continue its fight against corruption, the government has continued to detain those alleged to have been engaged in corrupt practices. However, some believe the arrests are just a political witch hunt to perceived enemies, or rivals, if you like, of the ruling All Progressives Congress, that's the APC. On the program today, we will be focusing on how this fight has played out, but before then, let's take a look at the trends on the social cyberspace. Benin City stood still as visitors from Nigeria and outside the shores of the country came to witness the coronation of the new Oba of Benin, who takes over the reins of the kingdom after his father passed to the greater beyond. Mamelodi Sundowns conquered the African Club Football Circle by beating Zamalek in front of a 40,000-packed Alexandria Stadium despite losing 1-0 to the Egyptians. This is the first African title for the South African club. Well, congratulations to the South Africans, but let's hear from our contributors what they think about the fight against corruption in Nigeria.
The fight against corruption is a step in the right direction in the sense that the vice president is a lawyer, a senior lawyer and a professor in law. He was once an Attorney General of Lagos State, and we saw the reform he carried out in the Lagos State Judiciary, where a lot of magistrates and high court judges were sacked. And I believe he's bringing that same thing on board on table, and the vice president as a lawyer knows these people very well because this is his field. And so it's not like an outsider is coming in. There's an insider there that is coming up with these informations. And so for some of the lawyers who are really against the arrest of these judges, I think if you look at some of these lawyers, head or tail, lawyers will talk. Be it if the case is for them or against them, they will always have something to say. But these lawyers are some of the big guys, some of these politicians who will go and hire, who will help them do the biddings and all that when their trial comes on board. So somehow they are really not happy because some of those judges are very easy for them. They know how to buy their way to those judges and get judgment on their own favor. And so you see them, all these things are coming up. So definitely corruption is fighting back. And the arrest of the judiciary and is one thing that I am so happy. When I heard it, I was really happy because even among the lawyers, they know that these judges are corrupt. After the judgment, you see them coming out to make one or two silly statements. I know this is something that they have been living with it. And now that someone has come to weed out these corrupt judges, why are some of them, angry and fighting? Why is the DSS, arresting judges? Why, coming up with some kind of excuses? But the truth of the matter is, we can question the process, but you see the outcome and the result will be something that will be so overwhelming, and that every Nigerian will come to appreciate this present administration.
When it comes to fight against corruption, the scenario that I can paint in my mind is like a football match where you have two teams and both teams have their captains and you now have a referee. Now, I like to picture team one being the ruling government and the opposition being team two. And I see a case where the referee should be the anti-corruption agencies. But sometimes when you see different scenarios in this fight against corruption, sometimes it appears that the captain of APC is suddenly looking like the umpire or looking like the referee, and that sometimes makes it look like as if it's a one-sided, thing. Now, I'm painting this scenario based on fight against corruption, because the anti-corruption agencies are supposed to be the one, in at the ends of affair of this fight against corruption, while we Nigerians are sitting in the audience watching things happening. You see, I don't care about who is PDP or who is APC. I want to see goals scored. I want to see corruption cases move from one level to the other. We know that the end justifies the means. So I want to know, is this fight against corruption about recovering stolen funds alone, or is it about taking it to the end? Because it appears that they're just calling people to collect money from them. So I guess our issue now is because we need money. Corruption fight is based on let us get money, because our systems are bad. That's why corruption continues.
All right, some have said that this anti-corruption fight is kind of one-sided. Do you agree? If yes, why? And if no, why?
Just last night, Sarah reporters tweeted something about the President Chief of Staff not being investigated as claimed. And for them to substitute, they said 24 hours after they tweeted about the President Chief of Staff not being investigated, 2 newspapers came out with reports that the President Chief of Staff they have now been investigated, which to me, I think it's afterthought for the presidency. That's one. 2, there are 2 allegations now against one of the president's ministers, Mr. Rotimi Amaechi. So far, till up to now, nothing has been done. All we've been hearing is denial. But on the other hand, once there's an allegation against maybe someone from PDP or any other party, they're off to EFCC or DSS is off to the person's house, break down doors or whatever. But now, the case is not the same when it comes to APC or someone who's close to the presidency. And which, for me, that's a clear example that the anti-corruption war is not a cause, but just one-sided so far. And if you look at it again, the FOI law, which enables journalists to have access to information, so far has not been in place. So far, several journalists have been having difficulty accessing information. When you put the law into place, you make a request, they turn it down, take them weeks, they don't even answer you. So, unlike during the Jonathan's era, journalists were having easy access to the FOI and making requests with campaign stories. But now, it's not the same anymore. So that's another reason why I think so far the anti-corruption war has been lopsided.
A referee that is going by the rules and regulation of the game, is going by the constitution to fight corruption, and not give a red card when a player doesn't deserve a red card. So that's the idea. That's what I'm looking at. So if the president is fighting corruption, let it be that he is not personalizing it. Let it be that it's a fight for Nigerians. And if I want to believe that it's a fight for Nigerians, I should see some certain approaches that is not just about cleaning the system, it's also about restructuring the system.
If you look at all the NSA, the former NLC, you find that there's 1 or 2 things you will see in these people, damning allegations and the revelations that has been coming out. You know, when you want to arrest a set of fraudsters, you start by arresting one person. That one person will begin to call the rest of the gang, the rest of his teammates, how they have been perpetrating this fraud, and that is what is happening. If you have not arrested these judges, we wouldn't have known that Amaechi has one time tried to bribe a judge, has also one time tried to meet the Chief Justice of the Federation. That is how it works. When you arrest one person, you begin to get information, intelligent report from that person. From that time on, you begin to pick on all those that has been mentioned. It was from NSA we got to Olisa Metu, the former spokesman for the PDP, and this thing keep going and it keeps expanding. And so at this time this is a very critical time for the whole nation to sit down and say, look, what is this man doing? Let's just support him. That is my own take here. If anybody I mean, go for that person. And we should not be. There are other propagandas going on, false accusation going on. They all know about it. They will investigate this issue. But so far, the people that have been arrested, we have seen something tangible coming out from them. No one can come and say, look, we have been falsely arrested. And if you think that the government has arrested you, has prosecuted you on the false ground, you still have the right to go to court after you might have defended yourself in court, and the court has said no, we have discharged you, we found nothing against you. Then you can sue the government for other damages, and you will get and for sure, I'm sure you will get something out of it. So the issue of saying this case, the fight against corruption is one-sided, I don't think so now. I was thinking like this before, but when I saw the arrest of judges and the other things coming up, I said no, this is no longer a one-sided game. It's now a holistic approach, and I don't care the process the president is taking. As long as I am getting results, we are getting results, we will support him.
I don't believe it's one-sided. Initially, it came like, oh, it's a one-sided affair. But lately, I got to realize that even the arrest of judges did not start overnight. According to what I read, this investigation started sometimes in March 2016. Some of these judges were aware that they were being investigated. Some of them were aware that they were going to be probed. Apparently, they didn't know it was going to come through that angle. You know, the power of the judiciary, you would think they will serve you court papers and all the rest, and there will be court injunctions, and that would easily make them scale through. But now, I would always ask a question. These people that are being questioned, the fight so far, the probe, are the allegations, are they real or not? The same people who will become so defensive initially and say all sorts of things would come back to apologize, will come back to refund money. Now, you cannot clamp down corruption in a day, in a month, in a year, not even in 4 years. So gradually, they're not done with the past administration. Talk less of moving to probably some 7 ministers now who were governors in the last administration. So I feel it is getting there. Nobody expected that it would get to the judiciary. So gradually it's going there. Maybe in the next 1 week or 2 weeks, they will sweep on, who knows? Maybe in December, it might be past senators.
All right, so Ayobami, he specifically made mention of some government officials that were indicted, and yet, according to him, nothing has been done. How do you react to that?
Okay, very good one. The Amaechi drama is just playing out. It started a couple of days ago. So probably until the end of this week, we can't have a valid report or analysis on the Amaechi drama. Right now, what they're doing right now that I think they are doing is still media battle, media war. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. Now, these judges are talking after they had been arrested. And he brought this to me. He came to my house. He called me early in the morning. And at those periods, the judges could not talk. I am so sure that these things are being detailed. Let's wait and see if in the next couple of days or weeks, Amaechi would be invited by the AFCC or DSS. Let's see if whatever would play out. I'm sure that I would not have expected that they would arrest Amaechi the next day. I would not have expected that he would be arrested in 72 hours.
Why?
Because there are counter allegations and counter allegations. The thing is, as much as these judges can back up their allegations, I think about 1 or 2 of them have actually accused Amaechi. Now, about the chief of staff, yes, like you said, an allegation, which I also read, a 500 million from a telecoms company, and blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't know if the president is unaware or will feign ignorance. That part I wouldn't know. But really, I think that's the most embarrassing one that Nigerians can really, really feel bitter about. Because if as the chief of staff, you have that kind of allegation, and you've not resigned, you've not been questioned, you've not been arrested, then something is wrong.
All right, guys, just hold your thoughts for a second. We'll take a quick break. I'll be back shortly. Stay with us.